Hi students, welcome back to my channel. I am Teacher Izzati. For today's lesson, we are going to learn Unit 8, Time to Spare. Don't forget to like and subscribe my video. Okay students, can you see the picture from the slides? What can you see from the picture? Can I have Raju to answer please? What can you see from the picture? Yes, you can see car accident. There are two cars accident at the traffic light. Okay, good job. Thank you, Raju. Okay, next, can I have Wendy? Wendy, what can you see from the picture? Yes, you can see there is ambulance as well. Okay, so you can see there is ambulance and the car accident happened. Okay students, so usually when you see car accident happen, okay, what will you feel? Will you feel happy or will you feel sad when you see there are an accident in front of your eyes? What will you feel? Ahmad, can I know what is your answer? How do you feel when you see car accident in front of your eyes? You will feel sad. Yes, good job. Okay, now let teacher explain what is intonation in speech. Okay, intonation describes how the voice rises and falls in speech. The three main patterns of intonation in English are falling intonation, rising intonation, and fall-rise intonation. Okay, so have you ever heard these three intonations before? Which are falling intonation, rising intonation, and fall-rise intonation. Okay, usually we need to use this intonation when we are speaking. So, as what I am doing now, I am speaking. So, I am mixing these three intonation in my sentences. Basically, you have used these three intonations in your daily speech, but you don't recognize that you are using these three intonations in your speech. So for today's lesson, you will recognize three types of intonations in speech. Okay, so now we have expression in speech. So as from the slides, you can see there are four expressions in speech. The first one, we have happy, and then we have excited, sad, and also annoyed. Okay, so basically in speech, when we are happy, we are using different intonation. When we are excited, we are using different intonation. While we are sad, we are using different intonation. And when we are annoyed with people, we are also using different intonation. So basically, expression in speech, we have four different expressions. So basically, when we are happy or excited, we tend to use rising intonation, okay? But in contrast, when we are sad or annoyed with people, we are usually using falling intonation. Okay, so up until now, do you understand the definition of intonation and also the expressions in speech? Okay, so now let's moving on to the next slides. Okay, so these are the definitions of each intonations. Let's start with the first one, which is falling intonation. Okay, so for falling intonation, this is very common in WH questions. Next, for rising intonation. Rising intonation describes how the voice rises at the end of a sentence. Rising intonation is common in yes or no questions. So I will show you the examples of falling intonation, rising intonation, and fall-rise intonations after this. Okay, now let's see fall-rise intonation. What is the definition of fall-rise intonation? Fall-rise intonation describes how the voice falls and then rises. We use fall-rise intonation at the end of statements when we want to say that we are not sure. Basically, fall-rise intonation are the combination of falling intonation and also rising intonation. Okay, now let's see the examples of intonations. Okay, so for the first one, we have falling intonation. Okay, for falling intonation, the examples are I think we are completely lost. Or another one, do you want to go for a jog? Okay, these are the examples of falling intonation. Okay, so let me give you another example. I think I am unlucky today. My cat died early in the morning. So that is one of the example of falling intonation. Usually we are using falling intonation when we are sad or when we are annoyed. Okay, and then falling intonation are also common use in WH questions. For example, number 2 just now, do you want to go for a jog? So that is the examples of WH questions in falling intonation. Okay, now let's move on to the second one, which is rising intonation. Okay, for rising intonation, the examples are the first one, I hear that you are joining the hiking. Are you ready? And then the second one, can't you please be silent? Okay, so you can see how teacher use the rising intonation. Okay, so for the second example, this is what I've always practiced in your class. When you are too loud in your class, I always say, students, can you please be silent? Okay, so you see the rising intonation. So you can hear the rising intonation at the end of the sentence. Or when you are happy and excited, you are always using the rising intonation. For example, I am so happy today because my mom bought me a new laptop. Or next one, you can say, I can't wait for the trip next week. Okay, so for the last one, we have fall rise intonation. So the examples are, the first one, is that your house? Or the second one, would you like another coffee? So you can see the fall rise intonation in the sentences. You can see the combination of falling intonation and also the rising intonation in my speech just now. The another examples are, if you have nothing good to say, please remain silent. So this is how you are using the fall rise intonation when you are mixing falling intonation and also rising intonation in your speech. Okay, so now there is a video. I want you to listen carefully to the video. Okay, students, are you ready? If yes, let's start the video.
Welcome back, everybody. Today is lesson 3 about intonation. I am teaching you how to sound better when you speak English. This is super important to help people understand you when you speak. This lesson is about making a list. A list is a group of things that you're talking about. I want a burger, a salad, and a Coke. That's a list of 3 things I want. When you say things in a list, the first words will rise and the last word will fall. Rise means go up. Fall means go down. Do you remember that? Let's look at some lists and how to say them. I like birds, cats, and dogs. Can you hear it go up, up, down? Today will be nice and sunny. Up and then down. Rise and then fall. The test was long, scary, and difficult. Rise, rise, fall. It works for lists in questions too. Do you want blue or red? Where are Tom, Sally, and Jenny? Rise, rise, fall. Did you eat beef, pork, or chicken? Your homework is to read lists using good intonation.
Okay students, since you have listened to the audio, now can you finally manage to differentiate the intonation of rising intonation, falling intonation, and rise-fall intonation? Okay, since you have understand the intonations of rising intonation, falling intonation, as well as rise-fall intonation, so now let's moving on to the next activity. Okay, so now the next activity is class activity. I hope you are ready for our class activity. I hope that everyone can find your own pairs. So if yes, I'll give you 20 minutes for you to create your own conversation based on the situations given. Okay, so for the first pair, can I have Izzati and also Iman to answer the question? Okay, so you get the first situation. Okay, the first question is, do you think it is a good idea to eat fast food every week? Okay, so Iman and Izzati, can you please answer the question and you can use the conversation that you have made just now. Okay, thank you Iman and Izzati for answering the first question. Okay, so now let's discuss their answer. Okay, their answer is no, it's not good. It contains excessive salt and sugar. Fast food is not a healthy food. We should eat moderate amounts of fast food in a month. For example, we can eat McD once a week. So based on their conversations, you can see there are three types of intonations, which are includes rising intonation, falling intonation, and also rise-fall intonation. Okay, good job Iman and Izzati. Okay, so for the second situation, can I have the last pair? Alicia and Raju, can you please answer the question? Okay, I want to listen your conversation with correct intonation. Thank you Raju and Alicia for answering the question. Okay, now let's check their answer. Okay, so for the second situation, the question is, if you are given a chance to go back time, what will you do? Okay, so let's check their answers just now. I want to be young again and do not care about any burden. It is good to be a child again, with less stress and no drama in life. Yeah, I agree. Being a student is a hassle where I need to complete my homework and attend the tuition after class. No rest at all. Yes, I wish that I could turn back time too. Okay, good job Alicia and Raju. So their conversations, they have 3 different intonations. Okay, so the intonations that they have used are rising intonation, falling intonation, as well as rise-fall intonation. Okay, so this situation is based on sad mood. So the speakers, they are using falling intonation as well as rise-fall intonation for this situation. Okay, so now let's moving on to the class exercise. Since today our lessons focus on speaking skill, so I want you to interact or speak during this class exercise. Okay, so I want to ask you a very common question that every teacher will ask you since your kindergarten or since your standard 1. Okay, so what is your ambitions? Okay, this is a very simple question. I guess everyone should answer my question. Since you are form 3 now, so I guess you can think or you can imagine what you will be when you get older. So I guess you have several types of ambitions, but I want you to only choose one ambition that you really want to be in the future. So what I want you to do now, I'll give you around 10 minutes for you to think only one job or only one ambition that you really want to achieve when you grow older. You need to justify why you choose that job or why you choose that ambitions. You need to explain to me why you choose that job. So I'll give you 10 minutes for you to think and for you to briefly explain why you choose the job. Okay, now let's hear answer from Arif. Okay, so what is your ambition? When you grow older, what you want to be? Okay, you want to be a teacher. Okay, why? Why you want to be a teacher? You need to justify your answer. Okay, because teaching is a way where you can serve your communities. Okay, good answer. And then can I have another justification why you choose teacher? Because you want to make a difference in people's life. Okay, that is a great answer. Thank you, Arif, for answering my question. Okay, so Arif have choose to be a teacher because he wants to serve the communities and he wants to make difference in people's life. So being a teacher is a good job where you can create a new environment where you can serve for your own community and also you can make difference for people life. Okay, thank you for answering. Okay, now let's hear answer from Li Zian. Okay, Li Zian, what is your ambition? Okay, you want to be a policeman. Wow, that's a good job. Okay, why you choose to be a policeman? Okay, because you don't like bad people, and then because you want to make this world better so we have less problems. Okay, good job. Thank you, Li Zian, for your answer. Okay, so Li Zian have choose to be a policeman because he hates bad people and he want to make this world better so we have less problems. That is a very good answers from Li Zian. So can I have a last answer? Can I have from Eng Wei? Okay, so Eng Wei, what is your ambition? Wow, you want to be a chef. Wow, that's a great. Okay, so why you want to be a chef? Okay, because you have a talent to be a chef. Okay, that's a great skill. And then why you want to be a chef? Because you want to discover new flavors. Okay, thank you, Eng Wei, for answering the question. So from your friend's answer, I can see that every one of you have different ambitions and you have different justifications why you choose that specific job. So I also have listened the justification that you have made just now, and I am so proud that you can actually explain why you choose the job. So now it's time for recaps. Okay, so what have we learned today? Okay, we have learned about intonation in speech. Okay, what are the intonations that we have learned? We have the first one, falling intonation. Okay, good job. The second one, we have rising intonation. And then the last one, we have rise fall intonation. So these intonations we always use in conversation or when we speak. Okay, so we use these three types of intonations in our speech or in our daily speech. Okay, so the next one we have learned about expression in speech. So we have learned about happy, annoyed, excited, and also sad. So these are all expressions in speech. Okay, so that is all for today's lesson. I hope that you have fun for today's lesson and you understand what we have learned for today. That is all for today's lesson. I will see you in my next class. Thank you, students. Have a good day.